Okay, I'm back. So what I like to do here is I'm coming out this second bead. I am lazy. I don't want to sew all the way around. I am going to just turn right around. So you see how I'm coming out this bead, and this bead's right next to it. These two white beads. I'm just going to sew straight up into that white bead right there, plus the next two. So this line of 3 beads, I'm going to sew through those. Anything that saves time, I'm like, let's do it. Okay, so now I'm coming out. I was coming out down here, and I went up those 3. And look, my thread is just sitting in between those 2 beads there. You can't see it at all, okay? So now we're just gonna pick up a blue bead and 3 white beads. And these are all 15-0s, just like we've been using. So blue and 3 white. Okay. And I'm just going to sew straight up into this white bead that's sticking out above his eye. Okay. So that looks like this, okay? So now we're gonna get in position to do his ear on this side. And to do that, we're going to go, okay, see these 2 Delicas that are next to the white beads? We wanna be coming out of this first Delica, going downwards. Okay, so the easiest way to get there is if you go up through the blue bead above your white bead. And then you're going to go down, straight down the next blue bead over. So there's your 2 white beads. You're coming up that bead, you're going straight down the next blue bead. And you're going straight down into that Delica that's right next to his eyebrows, okay? All right, so for his ears, we're gonna be using Delicas. So go ahead and pick up 6 blue Delicas. Okay, so I've got 6. Then you're going to count 3. You're going to skip the first 3. You're going to sew into the 4th Delica, going back down towards his head. You might need to lay it down on your bead mat to do this. And it's going to create a little turn like that. I'm coming out this Delica, I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to go into the next Delica, plus the Delica that my thread is coming out of, next that we started on his head, next to that white eyebrow, okay? When you pull it, it's going to look like this. So you want those 2 to sit next to each other. So it should now look like this. So we added 6, we went into the 4th bead, we picked up 1, we went into the 6th, and then back out of the head. Okay, now we're going to go down the next Delica over on his head. So you see how that's where I'm coming out, this bead here. I'm going to look straight across. So this back Delica here, I'm just going to turn and go straight down into it. So I'm coming out this way, I'm going down that way. And the thread will just disappear, okay? Now I'm going to pick up another Delica and go down into that first sticking out Delica on his ear. I'm going to pick up another Delica, and I'm going to go into that second ear. Okay, so now his ear is a little bit fatter, and I'm coming out next to the one on the end. I'm going to pick up another Delica. I'm going to go down, just turn straight and go down into the next sticking out Delica on the side. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up one more, and I'm going to go down and into the one that I started with on the base, not the one next to his eyebrow, the one over. Okay, I'm going to pull that. Okay, so this is cute, but it doesn't quite like stand up or look like an ear yet. So we have to do a little trick, which is kind of tricky. Okay, so you're going to go into the first Delica, you know, jump back over onto this side. But we also need to go through this Delica here that's immediately underneath. And we want to come out from this blue bead that's just below the white bead. Right here, we want to come out this bead, which means we have to go into this Delica that the ear is attached to, plus the next Delica, plus that blue bead. So it's easier to go through those two Delicas at the same time, because if you're trying to get like under his ear, it's really hard to see what you're doing. So try and aim your needle so you're going through both of those Delicas in one shot, okay? And then you're going to sew down into the blue bead that is right next to the white bead. So not this one here. That's the easy one. It's the one that's right next to the white bead that you want to aim for, okay? I know it's a little tricky to do that, but you can do it. Okay, then we're going to pick up two of our white Delicas. And if you look at the ears, see how there's these two blue beads right here? We're just going to sew straight down through those. Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to be a little naughty, and we're just going to jump straight through this white bead that's right here. We're going to pick up a blue Delica, and we're going to go straight up into the second white bead that is on the ear, and it's going to sit like that. See it right here? That's the one we just added. Then we're going to pick up a blue 15-0, and we're going to sew up into the last sticking out bit of ear right there, like the edge of his ear, I guess. And then we're going to go back down into the middle of his ear, and we're going to go diagonally down this line. So we're going to go down these two Delicas, and we're going to go here. It doesn't really matter. You can go into the second Delica, might be easier, like the kind of middle. Okay, and that is one ear finished. So my battery is running low, so I'm gonna take a little break and I'll come back. I'm gonna leave the thread exactly where we've stopped. So we'll come back and we will finish this shortly. So right now I'm coming out the bottom of the ear. So I'm just gonna go into like the next joining bead. Okay, plus I'm going through two actually, but anyway, there's no right or wrong way to go here, so you're not gonna mess it up. What we want to do is we want to be coming out of this white bead right here, so we're just gonna work your way until you are coming out, and you know, if you kind of follow a diagonal here, you should be able to get there. So I'm gonna work my way over there and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I just worked my way across. I'm coming out of the white eyebrow bead here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 3 white beads and 1 blue 15-0. So 3 white and 1 blue 15-0. And I'm going down into this, not this very first white bead, this second white bead that's kind of directly under the black eye bead. And you can just pull that. And then I'm gonna just work down this line of white beads here just to secure that all down a little better. Okay, so that's his face now completed. So we need to get back up here to do the other ear. So you're going to want to, the way I like to do this is I take a shortcut through the back up to this middle white bead right here. And then we're going to diagonally go until we're coming out the blue bead that is right next to this white bead, but we can't go, you can go this way actually. Let's go this way, but you just need to make sure that when you come out, you're pointing downwards. So you want to be, when you exit, you're out of the bead that's next to the white bead. So we're aiming for this Delica bead that lines up with this white bead right here where my needle is. That's the bead I want to exit, but I have to be pointing downwards. So I'm gonna scoot up this side here, and then I'm gonna have to kind of circle up and back down again to get there. So just find a way that works for you and get over there. Okay, so I made it there. I'm coming out of the Delica bead right next to these white beads on his eyebrow, and I'm going like down towards his nose, okay? So we're just gonna repeat the same thing we did on the other side. I'm gonna quickly grab a few more blue Delicas. Okay. So we're gonna pick up 6 of our blue Delicas. So I got 6, push them all down. And if you remember on the other side, we did the same thing. We skipped the first 3 beads and we go into the 4th bead. Okay. And you may need to kind of hold the end bead to tug it all down nice and tight, but you should have a little turn around, like that, okay? Then we're gonna pick up 1 more of our blue Delicas, and we're going to go into, so we're going to skip the 5th bead and we're going to go into the 6th bead right here. So the one that's like closest to his face, and then straight back up into that Delica that's on his head that we are coming out of. So you're going into the bottom bead plus the bead that's attached to his head. And then you should have that. Okay. Then we're gonna look where we are and we're gonna jump next door into the Delica next door on the back. So I'm coming out this Delica and I'm going into the Delica right next to it. Okay, I'm going to pick up another blue Delica and I'm going to go up into the first one that is sticking out right here. And I'm going to pick up another and I'm going to go into the second one that's sticking out. Okay, so I have this. Then I'm going to pick up another Delica. I'm going to go down. So I'm just turning right around. I'm going down. And then I'm going to pick up one more. I'm going to go into that bottom bead plus the Delica that I was coming out of, which is right there. Okay, so I have this. Okay, so now remember what we did before? We had to go down through the Delica right next door, but we also had to go down through this Delica that's like right here. Remember that? And then we came out this bead right here. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go down that Delica plus that underneath the Delica. That's kind of hard to see. Plus this next blue bead right here. Which is also a Delica actually. And we also went down that blue 15-0 right there. Okay. Okay, then we picked up two of our white Delicas. We go down the two Delicas closest to the bottom of the ear. And we're going to pop into this white bead right here. So you're coming out here, you're going into that white bead. You're going to pick up a blue Delica. You're going to go up into the first white Delica right here that we just added. We're going to pick up a blue 15-0. We're going to go up into this bead right here on the end of his ear. And then we're just going to work our way back down the ear. And into his head. Okay, sorry about that. I got a little frog in my throat again. Okay, so now we're going to look at his head and figure out where we want his antlers to be. So this white bead is the middle of the head, and there's a single Delica there. So we're going to have ours. So we have a single Delica in the middle, and then we have a pair, and then we have a single. And on this side, there's the middle, a pair of Delicas, and then a single. So these two Delicas are where the horns are going to come out from. Okay, so we need to again approach from the middle. So the easiest way would be to go over here and then we'll loop over. So let's make our way over to, not the middle Delica that lines up with the white bead, but that one right there. Okay, so I've got to get over to this bead. So just follow the line of the beads to get there. Okay, so you will see that I am there. So this is the middle Delica, this is the Delica that I want to be coming out of, and that is where my thread is coming out, and it is going towards an ear. Okay, so we're going to pick up 5 of our bugle beads. Sorry, 5 for each side, so you want to pick up 10 in total. So that's 5 for the left side, and pick up 5 more for the other side. And make sure you count carefully, because the first time I did this, I accidentally picked up 11 and not 10, and I didn't realize till I was nearly done with the antlers, and I was very annoyed and had to undo it all. So it is worth double checking that you do indeed have 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so you've got 10 beads. So we're coming out this Delica we want to enter into. So there's the middle Delica, we're under there. So we want to go into that one right there. That's, you know, even with the middle one, but one over, going towards, in towards the other side. When you pull that, it's going to form a loop like this. Okay, and then we have to work our way back to come over here again. So just work your way through the beads, whatever route you pick to get over there is fine. Whatever works. Just work your way till you're coming out that Delica again. And then you can go up into the first bugle bead. Okay, so this bit's actually really fun. I like doing this bit. So we're going to pick up a 15-0, another bugle bead, whoops, just one, and a 15-0. Okay, so we've got a 15, a bugle, and a 15. Push them all down. You're going to skip the 15 on the end, and you're going to go down the bugle bead. Do not go into the next 15. Just go down the bugle bead. Okay. So I'm skipping both 15s. And then we're going to sew up into the next bugle bead. And what that's going to do, because we skipped the 15, it's going to push his horn in an upward direction. Now, if it's sitting on the inside or wherever it is, move it to where you want it to be. You can kind of tug the end. Get the horn where you want it to sit right now, because you're kind of setting it where it's going to be right now. Okay, then we're in position to do our next one. So go ahead, pick up again a 15 and a bugle and a 15. Push them down. So these ones I want to be on the inside. So I'm actually, from here, I'm pulling it in to the inside, and then I'm going to go down just the bugle. Don't go down the 15s. And okay, I want you to be over here like this. And then when you've got it kind of where you want it to sit, go up the next bugle. Remember, don't go through that bottom 15. That's what's gonna make your horns stick up, okay? So we're gonna do it again one more time right here. And then we're gonna move up through 2 and we're gonna put a 15 at the very top. So I'm gonna just speed through that bit because I think you've got the idea. We're just doing a 15, a bugle 15 again, okay? And skipping both the 15s. Okay, so make sure those are sitting the way you want before you move on. And then we're gonna pick up 115 just to kind of make a top here. And then we're gonna go down the other side. And this is a little bit different because on that side we were going up. This time we're going down, so it's a little bit different. We are going to pick up a bugle and a 15. Okay, so on the way down, you pick up a bugle. Oops, I just popped my 15 off. Bugle and a 15. You're gonna push it down. You're gonna skip your 15 and you're gonna go down through your bugle, but then we're gonna add a 15 because we want that 15 to, because we're coming from the top, we want this to come up here, and then we need to just make sure it stays up here. So we're gonna add our 15 afterwards, and we go down through the next bugle. And make sure that you get that sitting the way you want it to before you move on. And if they do move a little, you can kind of rescue them at the end, but it really helps if you get them in the right place to begin with. Okay, so again, we're gonna pick up just a bugle and a 15. So don't pick up your 15 yet. We're gonna push it down. We're gonna skip. And then you're gonna pick up that 15. And then we're gonna go down through our bugle. Make sure that 15 is holding up that horn for us. Looking good. This one keeps going out, but it'll be fine. Okay, and then we have one more to do, so I'll just do that quickly. So remember to add your bugle 15 and then the 15 before you go down. Okay, so here is my little reindeer. So now all I have to do is tie in my thread and I'm finished. And the easiest way to do this again is to kind of use the gaps in the snowflake like we did before. So go ahead and do that and I'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so I have put on my earring top and I have finished my little reindeer and I think they're super duper cute. I hope you like them. And if you do, then please, you know, let me know if you make them. I'd love to hear your comments, or you can tag me on social media. And if you like this project, then subscribe because I have a big list of ideas of more things like this. So I hope you have a wonderful, happy holiday season, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.